It wasn't outplaying but thumping.
112 goal difference in one game. What an advantage South Africa.
That's one of the biggest differences I've ever heard of, apart from the one that Australia played against Singapore some few years back. It was a difference of 97.
Well, that only came close to what you saw today, because the difference today was 112. So yes, officially they're not the biggest that you've ever gotten to see. And hey, look at all the netball you've gotten to watch.
I think it might be today's was the biggest.
Yes, it is.
Because I saw even the umpires went for more score sheets, which is actually
rare to see.
Rare to see. First quarter, people score 40-something goals. That's too rare. And the speed they are using there is tremendous, actually.
Well, this could also be something that gets to count for something towards the end of the tournament, when the business end gets to come our way, because then the goal difference will get to matter. And the USA having a little bit more fans. The ones that were singing the Ugandan chants looks like have returned to their hospitality and are singing for the US now.
Actually, it's not that they are having more fans or what. The US goal shooter, whenever she shoots, she motivates the rest. We can do it, USA, so people are so motivated with what she's doing.
Also getting to react to that.
Yeah.
We've also gotten to see the Ugandan mascots going to the US bench and getting to pull off some high fives here and there. I'm not so sure that would be the case if the game was so close.
No,
I'm not so sure you want to see that.
Most probably it could have been, reason being we believe in fair play.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yes, we lose. If you lose, you learn. We don't lose, actually, we learn. And when we win, hard luck next time.
Getting to step off.
That was an out of court.
Yes.
Yes, the ball, she tried saving the ball, yet she dropped out of court. I can see a arrow marking.
Which is a good sight, isn't it?
Yeah.
What would you say of Uganda's defense?
Uganda's defense is
not particularly in this game, but generally.
Uganda's defense is second to South Africa at the moment. Reason being, the way these South African ladies were marking, hands up, on toys all the time, and marking man-to-man, no space. I think actually Ugandan defense need to up their game at the moment.
So you would say, bias aside, South Africa will be the favorites to win this one again. The defending champions, really.
In this case, the game against South Africa and Uganda, the biggest difference will be by 3 or 2. That's the biggest difference that I'll see between those two sides, by 3 or 2. And
in such cases, it can go either way.
Yes, I'm not saying South Africa winning, but I say the winner in that game will take the lead by 2, maximally actually 3-2 there. That's the range.
So yes, we are bound for a final before the final, since this is a round-robin format, and maybe another final, depending on how everything gets to go. If it's according to plan, then that will be South Africa versus Uganda. The Ugandans get to come into this one hoping to win it. They are very confident, and of course the home advantage will come to their advantage in ways more than just one. Makerere University is also another university that is known for fans that are very passionate about sport.
South Africa versus Uganda is our final in this round. And there the whistle goes for the half-time actually, and people are resting for 5 minutes at the moment. But according to...
All right, we are back and live right here at Makerere University, where we do have the World University Netball Championship 2018 ongoing. Now, of course, you will hear the fans getting to cheer up, and that is because Mary Nuba, right there on your TV screen, is on the court, and oh, look at that. This is unfair competition, people.
I think you're seeing what I told you before. We shall be seeing total netball when Nuba Mary comes on court.
All right, closer to the starting 7. What would expect of a starting 7 with time as far as Uganda is concerned? It is route 1, as our friends from football love to call it. Just send it directly. She will find it somehow. At the moment, some of the Ugandan players are still overestimating Nuba's height. The balls are going over her. But with time, you can imagine that they will get to know where she is. And of course, already taking her position. The position sense that Nuba gets to come onto the court with is amazing, isn't it?
Yes, because according to me, according to how you see the thing, nobody's matching her height at the moment. So unless they overestimate, but she's a weapon. That one is a weapon. All the time, I'm assuring you, even though she misses, she will get that rebound automatically.
All right, the Vice Chancellor of Makerere University, who are the host universities this year, is definitely excited with what he's getting to see right there. For many that would not understand the game, well, they have something else to celebrate today because, hey, there is what turns out to be, or what appears to be, an out of this world tall lady on the court, and they can get to celebrate that every time she gets onto the ball. Yes. And that's what we have right there.
Now,
Nuba Mary.
Look at that height difference. Look at that height difference. Who will get that rebound from her? She has all the chances of shooting, but only that now she needs to perfect her accuracy. 2 against 1. 2 against 1, and she wins that ball.
This is amazing to watch, I've got to say, and this is not because, well, there is unfair competition as far as height is concerned or anything, but simply because as Ugandans, there has been a struggle for height. Ugandans are generally short people. When you've gotten to watch games such as volleyball, they've gone out and there are countries that have gotten to meet at the airports going to tournaments, and they're thinking, you are a volleyball team? Or something like that. So
yes.
When you get to see a tall lady such as Nuba herself getting to actually play well, because sometimes you've had tall players and they have been unable to control their height and their bodies. Nuba does this so well. Only she needs to work on her shooting accuracy.
Yes, according the team came back changed actually, as I told you. We've seen Joyce Nachibule in center. We've seen Nantumbe Victor in GA. And Nuba Mary in GS, you can see what I was talking about. That's Victor scoring in goal attack. She's so accurate, she's so perfect. So the combination of Yaru and Nuba, what do you expect?
That will be interesting to get to watch at goal attack and goal shooter. But what we have is that Nantumbe Victor has gotten to come in at goal attack in replacement of the on-fire Irene Yaru,
yes,
who of course did so well for the fans down here. And then we do have Mary Nuba, who came in for what appeared to be an injured Sharifa Nalunkuma. Yes. At center, Joyce Nachibule getting to come in for Betty Kiza.
Yes, you see, that's what I was talking about.
Squad depth.
Yes. You won't see any inaccurate balls and mistakes. Only that these people are underestimating USA at the moment. And whenever you underestimate an opponent, it is so bad.
Well, it is not a side that you want to see in sport. It is something that I was reading of an interview that the South African head of delegation got to point out, that they were coming out here to compete with everyone, respect every opponent, and get to play like it was their final game. They had an interesting line in there. The bigger the dream, the more important the team. And I don't think I've had a better motto, if I can call it that, ahead of any particular tournament. Maybe that attitude is that what got them to beat a USA 117-5. It's an attitude that is definitely missing with the Ugandans.
Yes, that's what is missing with these Ugandan ladies at the moment. Reason being, when you take a look at what it is, we are playing casual. Actually, it is a casual play. When you take a look at it, since South Africa is playing a no-nonsense game, it's a kill, an eye for an eye. That's what they were playing. You lose, you mark. Yes, they lost a few center passes, but they were reclaimed on time. Yes. Unless the Ugandan way.
It's definitely route one to the goal shooter. There is a challenge at the shooting. However, she's not the best of shooters that we've gotten to see today.
Yes, her accuracy on goal is not yet good actually, but if it is worked on, we have a weapon in Nuba Mary at the moment.
The height will be very important, more so when you come up against the South Africans here and there. You will definitely need that, but that is one thing that they will need to do better.
The South African defense is not too tall, but they are too technical actually. With those loose balls dropping, loose balls moving, they are too good in that.
And that's exactly where the challenge for Uganda might be, because she misses quite a lot. The rebounds could be an issue, and we've already seen, even with the Americans, there are rebounds that she's failed on and have, well, been at the mercy of the United States to get to turnover.
Yes, Wuno is working miracles here. She lost a layup and she went for a rebound. And the US scores at the moment. That's what Uganda is lacking. And once they lose the ball, we don't reclaim it.
It is double figures for the USA, a milestone as far as the third FISU World University Netball Championships get to go. 61 goals for Uganda, just 10 for the USA. But, well, in as much as you want to look at them as just 10, please note that they have already gotten to score twice as many goals than they did in their first game when they were beaten 117-5 by
the mere saying of just 10. It's an achievement to the USA. Reason being, they are already 5 goals ahead in 3 quarters than they were in their first full game.
That's
a very big achievement. Playing with Uganda and you score 10, more than 10, then you're not badly off.
Definitely. It should also get to say something about Uganda and their attitude towards this particular game. Time to worry for Ugandans, or is it too soon?
It's too soon to worry, but we need to work on a few
areas,
and then we see how this game can be put back to bed actually.
A Ugandan side with 3 substitutes for the second half of this game. A USA side with a 4th substitution for them already due to injury in the second quarter of first half.
That's the 11th goal of the moment.
USA with 11 goals, Uganda on 62.
USA go to a figure of more than 15, then they will have worked their bodies out, because since they played in the morning, it was a very, I don't know how I can say, it was so tight. The game was so tight on them, and they had to do a lot of work. They had to move up and down court until one of their goal defenders asked their coach, "This one is told, what next?" That was the question I had. So
it is definitely quite something to write home about, the action down here in Uganda. Well, maybe also coming into play is the fact that the USA are playing their second game and Uganda only their first. So maybe the experience of having played another game for the USA gets to come into play. They are more assured of what they are expected to do. They already maybe have more familiarity with the court, if we can go to term it as that. Some of these tiny things, as far as sport is concerned, get to count for so much.
Yes, as we can see, there has been an improvement, during the first few minutes of this quarter, Uganda was in a rush. But right now I can see people concentrating and game is on actually. The US make a lot of turnovers. That is another turnover actually. And then we are seeing them employing Nuba Mary. And we see games ongoing actually.
70 for Uganda, 11 for the USA, and it is still quite something that we have. Oh, it was a mistake at the score clock, because what we have is actually 68 for Uganda, 69 now with Nuba getting to score.
And the center pass is for US right now. There was a breaking of the line by the Ugandan goal defense at the moment. But I hope the game is to bed, but not playing to our satisfaction, actually.
All right, a little bit of technicality that a couple of people might want to note as far as the netball game is concerned. When you score, when do you have the center pass? When don't you have it?
Okay, when you score, the technicality here is when you begin with the center pass, it doesn't matter who scores it. then the next center pass is mine. If we are two teams, one team begins with a center pass, it doesn't matter who has